Welcome to this video review, and today I'm going to talk about the new Leica Geovid R8x56 laser rangefinding binoculars. This is the 2022 model, and it's the first time after 2004, so that means 18 years, that they upgraded the design of the, I would say, second generation of Geovids. Because the first was the Geovid, which was shaped like a pear or an apple, and then this form factor, this design came out in 2004, and they were updating it optically, they were updating it with better laser rangefinding capabilities and so on, but the design stayed almost the same since 2004 until 2022. And what they basically did is that they changed the housing. So now the housing is way different. You see the model which I have here, the older one is it's a 42mm model, it's not a 56, but still. They moved the buttons and so on. They completely redesigned the eyepieces, which are now very similar to the other Geovids, all of those which came after the HDB, the first with the Perger prism. You can check the reviews also here on our channel. We also have an article about Leica rangefinding history, where you see all the way from 92 until today how they developed. They have so many different products, and they went in so many different limited editions and branches and so on. So I was really anxious to see these new laser rangefinders, and I was curious what they did, what's different compared to the previous binoculars which came out in 2016, I think. Geovid R, the same name. And I saw, when I compared them, that basically optical construction is the same. At least I presume it is, even though the optical performance is better. The colors are better, and in my, I would say, subjective view is that also the light transmission, it's a little bit better because all the colors are a little bit brighter, nicer. So I would say that these binoculars perform better in low light than the previous generation. I will need to test them, but still I would bet on it that they do. What's also different is that now there is no yard and meter models anymore, because with the previous models you always saw an M letter or an Y letter for the yards or meter version. Now you're able to choose inside of the menu yard and meter. Finally, I don't know why Leica needed so much time to do this. But in terms of the size and weight, they are almost identical. So 18 centimeters of length, 14 centimeters of width, 7 centimeters, 7 centimeters of height or thickness. And roughly 1.1 kilogram. For a 56 millimeter objective lens, that's not much, honestly speaking. You have 42 millimeter binoculars with laser rangefinder in them that weigh the same. They're made in Portugal, and they lowered the price. So the price point of this now is 1,950 euros, and they're still made in Europe. They have 5 years warranty, and they are able to repair them even after that. So I was quite shocked when I saw the repositioning of prices, and then I saw that they are still made in Portugal. I presumed that maybe Leica decided to go with the production to China. Luckily they didn't. In Portugal, they have a factory from the 70s onwards, which they invested a lot of money in, and they claim, and I believe it from everything that I have seen, that the level of quality of products made in Portugal is the same like those products that they produce in Germany. So if you have, go and check the new video on the official Leica channel for the Geovid R. You will see a lot of footage from this factory, and also people that work there for 20, 30 years and so on. So it's a true Leica story. So basically an upgraded model with a nicer, much nicer design, nicer eye cups. Also the focusing is completely different. It's much more softer, very slow, hunting oriented focus. I like it a lot, but it's completely different feel to the previous generation. Okay, now if we go through, let's say different segments. So if we look at the eyepieces, Now they have, I think, 4 positions, not only 2 anymore, and a lot of support in each position. And design wise they are very, very similar to all other Geovids, which are more expensive, so they did an upgrade here. The battery that's powering the laser system is CR2. It's hidden inside of the tube. If I go back to the eyepieces, you have 18 millimeters of eye relief. I wear glasses. It's no problem to use them with glasses, and in general the quality of eyepieces is really, really good for this price class. The focusing, I already mentioned, it's really, really soft. I didn't mention it has roughly 1.75 turn, so a little bit less than 2 turns, and the close focus is around 6 meters. In terms of optical performance, if we look at the binoculars with an integrated laser rangefinder below 2,000 euros, this is definitely the benchmark. It's also true that not many other competitors offer 56mm objective lens. They usually offer 10 by 42. So this one has 118 meters of field of view, so the field of view is quite narrow for an 8 by 56. But still, because there are no other competitors, it's good enough, I would say. And like I already mentioned, in terms of optical performance, now the colors are even nicer, and compared to all the Chinese laser range-finding binoculars, they're in a league of their own. So the rangefinder itself got roughly 700 meters of additional range, so now it's 1,800 meters. It's very fast. You have 2 buttons for the settings and for the measurements. Also, the equivalent horizontal range is included in the device, so it does measure the angle and calculates the equivalent horizontal range for a little bit longer shots. But the most important thing is that it works really fast, and this is something what Leica was always famous for, and there is no difference with this version as well. There is no ballistic software inside, so basically you only get the equivalent horizontal range, but again, they have more expensive, better models that have ballistic software. This is an entry-level model for Leica rangefinders, so it's understandable that it's missing this function. Okay, so I came to the sweet and sour part. Just before I do the sweet and sour part and the competition, you can check everything what's in the box. So the carrying pouch, the carrying strap, lens cleaner, the cloth, the lens covers, for the objective and for the eyepiece, the battery, the tool for opening the battery compartment, really nice, and certificate, which everything is well, the person who was responsible for performing the last quality check signs in, and you get a new manual which is really detailed in many different languages about the device and how to use it, also with all menu options inside and so on. Really, really nice. Okay, sweet and sour part. I know that this is the most interesting part. So what is sweet with this device? Definitely the optical performance. The optical performance for a binoculars below 2,000 euros with an integrated laser rangefinder is really class topping. The price, I would say it's really affordable for the quality you're getting. The binoculars are made in Europe. They have a service in Europe, and normally Leica is a premium producer. It's a premium brand. I also like these thumb rests. I like the new design of the attachment points on the housing, and in general, all, I would say, fit and finish and look and feel, they're really nice, easy to use, and they speak about quality. What could have been done better? What is sour? What is still something that Leica could improve in the next generation? I would say the focusing knob position. I think ergonomically is not on the best spot. So this is something that they could change. Field of view. I think 118 meters is not really bad, but they could have done it better. 130 meters would definitely look better, even though still with 8x56 binoculars with laser range finding capabilities, there are not many options that would say, okay, you get a better field of view with some competitor, if there are none, honestly speaking. So a lot of positives, not a lot of sour. I would still point out that the price for this quality for a European product is almost unbelievable. What is also sour, the lens covers. I think they could have made some other design for a permanent attachment on the binoculars or something like that. Something like, let's say, a Steiner. You see how Steiner does it? Like this. This is a better option, I would say, with a strap here, which is not out of rubber but out of textile. It will work better. But apart from that, really a lot of positives. So now let's speak about the competitors. There are basically almost none in the same price class. We could say maybe 8x50 GPOs, but they are not close in terms of optics, and they are not close in terms of low light performance, because 50mm objective lens is not a 56mm objective lens, and normally they're made in China. Apart from that, it's only other Leicas and Zeiss laser rangefinding binoculars which are much more expensive. So these binoculars almost sit in a class of their own. There is no other major competitor which would offer similar features and performance in a similar price class. So if you're looking for a laser rangefinding binoculars below 2,000 euros with some low light capabilities, with really fast and accurate laser, made in Europe, with servicing department in Europe and so on, look no further. I think Leica is the best buy at the moment, and I also presume it's going to stay this way for some time. Okay, so thank you for watching. If I forgot something, if you would like to ask me something, just use the comments below and I'll be very happy to get back to you.